Alright, hey guys, it's been a while since I've done a video, and that's because we're starting to get close to moving into the house. I'm not sure how many days it's been now. 384, I believe. So yeah, I do know. 384 days since we moved into the house, or been in the house, or had the fire. Anyway, long story short, I want to do a quick video about a television that I just mounted in our new kitchen. We used to have, the TV mounted, well, I shouldn't say even mounted. We had the TV located, where we had coax cable coming in from the outside. This house actually has 16 cable drops. So 16 cable drops means we have a lot of cable, and it supports cable. It would support DirecTV too, or other satellite services, but now everything's streaming and internet, and I still may go back to cable because I miss the old school way of recording shows on a DVR. But anyway, long story short, I wanted to tell you about this Samsung TV that I did not need to buy, but I bought it on like a Black Friday sale only because it was $4.99. 75-inch Samsung, $4.99. Not, when you compare it to some of the really high-end, even Sony TVs and whatnot, clearly it's not as good. But when you see it just as its own on the wall, it really looks fantastic to me. Sorry how the camera keeps dimming me out because of the screen behind me. But anyway, I wanted to talk about the mount. I bought this Armstrong mount from Harbor Freight, and I'll put that on the screen here in a minute. And just wanted to tell you that it's a mount that it's a good quality, but it lacks in design, right? So let me show you on the wall as well. So the mount is actually not the black plate on the wall, but it's the other black plate, the shorter one, and then the arms to the TV. Learned a couple of things here, and I'll tell you what they were. But the worst thing about this was, I wanted to put this television in the center of the wall, centered on the fireplace. So that is what we accomplished. It is centered on the fireplace. But the problem was, the mount from Armstrong, as it comes from the factory, is 17 inches wide. Well, okay, I have a stud right in the center of the fireplace. This center stud right here means that in order for me to catch two studs, which would be what the instructions called for, and I totally agree, it's 4 bolts into 2 studs, you would have to either, if it's 17 inches and the studs are 16-inch centers, I would have to either offset, this way 8 inches or this way 8 inches. And that just makes no sense. I want to be in the center, right? So what I had to do, going back here again, is I had to make a plate that would span, 16-inch centers across 3 studs. So I believe that was 30, let me think. It was 32 plus inch and a half. So 37 and a half is what I made that plate. And then we bolted the plate in 3 locations, the center and on the outside, both sides. And then I used weld nuts to attach the plate to the Armstrong bracket. And you'll see that in some of the pictures that I'll put up there. But anyway, long story short, it's a good bracket. Just be aware of where you're placing it on the wall, because and I'm a little overkill here now, right? Because now I'm 6 bolts into 3 studs, and I used 8 weld nuts or 8 weld studs to make sure the 2 plates stayed joined together. So that's just a real quick lesson on the Armstrong bracket. I wish it went better. Oh, the one thing I do want to mention is never assume that the VESA mount on the back of the television is center. So yes, the VESA mount on the back of this TV is centered, left to right, but it's actually not centered top to bottom. So that created a problem for me, right? So when you look at it here, I actually was mounting this part on the TV while it was still in the box, or at least still half in the box, and it ends up being, you know, quite a bit higher than the center point of the TV, or the center line of the TV horizontally. So what did that do? That screwed me up here. I now can't get the TV above the mantle because it's not in the center. So when I have time and help, because this TV, even though it's not that heavy, it's 67 pounds, when I get this TV up or off the mount, it's awkward for sure, and big, and of course fragile. You don't want to break the screen. So long story short, I'm going to have to move the 6 stud bolts up, probably 2, maybe I'll move it up 3 inches just to be safe. But, you know, another lesson learned. I just assumed to keep everything centered and everything would work out, and that's not how it is. So I will sort of call out Samsung on that one, because there's not even there's no owner's manual at all. It's like, you know, here's a QR code for your TV. Load an app and then start setting up your TV. Like literally, you set up the TV with an app on your phone. You don't even use the remote. So I never saw any like installation diagrams or anything showing me where the Vesta, by the way, Vesta 400, you know, it's 400 millimeters square on the holes, where that mount was going to actually fall. Had I known that, I'd have raised this up a few inches. So we'll be having a TV raising party, so to speak. It's gonna be like a, you know, a barn raising party, but it's for TV wall mount. So thanks again for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.